Hi, and welcome to the Art Scene Online Music Business Workshop. I am your host, Jonathan Shaw, and we are proudly sponsored by the National Arts Council. This is the second video in our 14-video series, and in this video, we'll be looking at the music publishing supply chain. Everything in the music business starts with the song, and the people who write the song are known as the composer, who generally writes the melody of the song, and the lyricist, who writes the lyrics or words to the song. Now, in terms of copyright, we often think of the song being just the melody, whereas an arranger who writes the instrument parts will often just be adapting or changing the original melody by writing the instrument parts that go with that melody. And generally speaking, the composer earns the lion's share of the rights in the music of the work. But together, the composer and the lyricist will be known as the authors of the work. The authors now need to go out and find people to use the song, and that is not very easy. So they often look to assign their rights or to license their song to a music publisher. A music publisher has a vast network of different users that may use the song, as well as license the work in three different main areas. These include performing the work, generally on stage in clubs, bars, restaurants, pubs, and stadiums, as well as getting the song recorded and getting those performances put onto a recording so that it can go out on CD or into digital platforms to make money. And then, of course, they're going to work with different film, video, and documentary makers and try and get the music put into those various different mediums and license the work in what we call synchronization licenses. Now, it can be very difficult for the publisher to go and license all the millions of people out there who might want to use the song. So the songwriter and the publisher will form an organization known as the Collective Management Organization, or CMO. In South Africa, we have two main CMOs that collect music royalties. These are SAMRO, the Southern African Music Rights Organization, and they collect performing royalties of the music. And then CAPASO, or the Composers, Authors and Publishers Association of South Africa, and they collect what is called the mechanical right, which is a slang word or jargon, which really refers to the reproducing of music into different formats and mediums where the music is used. And the CMO and the publisher will then license the various users that there are out there. The record company is one of the main users of music in the past, where they would go and record music. But nowadays, the CMOs are licensing the streaming services and the download services directly. But there are many other users. For example, where you want to have the work in films and documentaries, as I mentioned. Of course, then, if the work gets used in a different territory around the world, it might be hard for a publisher to work in, say, a country that they're unfamiliar with. So you will find that American and European publishers will find a local sub-publisher that will know the industry and the territory here, and then they will license the works for use here, and vice versa, where the South African company can work with companies overseas in order to make the most out of their music that they are trying to shop in different territories. Together, the author, publisher, CMO, and sub-publishers are all known as the licensors of the music, whereas the users are the licensees, and of course the ultimate recipient in this case is the public. And the public is the one who will generate revenue for the different parties to earn money. So, for example, by the public listening to radio and radio having advertising, that advertising revenue will generate income to go back to the music publisher, as well as listening on streaming services and watching films and documentaries, which are paying to have the music featured in their particular production. That's it for our second video. Join us for our third video, where we will be discussing the recorded music supply chain. See you then.